this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and welcome to my December 2020 planner tour. So as you know, usually the last 2 or 3 months of each year I start thinking about what type and size of planner I want to be in for starting in the new year. And it's no different this year. I'm trying to decide what type and size of planner do I want to start into 2021 in. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to stay in the same planner that I start the new year in, but I always want to try to decide what do I want to ring in the new year in. What planner do I want to start with? So, you saw last time that I was in a classic size Anna. Let me grab that. So for my November planner tour, I was in this. This is a Franklin Covey Anna in the classic size, which means it takes half letter sheet sizes of paper. And I love this so much. What I don't love about it is it gets heavy, it's hard to take in and out of my purse, and it's big. But what I love about it is it's really easy to print pages out for. You can just print pages out 2 per page or as a booklet, and you just cut them in half, punch them, and stick them in here. And there's a lot more stuff available for the half letter classic size than there is for the other sizes. So I was trying to decide what I could do about the size and weight of the Anna. I wanted to stay in the Anna longer. I'm really enjoying the Anna, so I considered, well, you know, Franklin Covey has smaller sizes, so I considered the compact size Anna. Problem is, I have not really liked the compact size very well in the Franklin Covey compact size. So I looked at their pocket size. So I, probably would have looked at pocket size earlier, but when I think of pocket size, I think of A7 size, which is this. This is an A7 size, pocket size Filofax Malden, and I got this in 2017, and this is just too small for me to work with. Here's the pages, the calendar pages it came with, and that just wouldn't give me much room, and I'm not even sure I'd have enough room if I did day on 2 pages in an A7 pocket size. But when I looked at the Franklin Covey pocket size, and I looked at the measurements, I thought, wow, Franklin Covey pocket size is not A7 like most or all other pocket sizes and different brands are. So I got a Franklin Covey Anna in the pocket size. Ta-da! So here's your A7, like Filofax, and probably also Moterm, etc. pocket size versus your Franklin Covey pocket size. So if I put them here together, you can see there's quite a difference there. And let me compare the pages really quick for you as well. So this is a Filofax pocket size. This is a Franklin Covey pocket size. So if I put them together and line them up corner to corner and top edge to top edge, we get this. So you can see it extends further out and quite a bit further down. Now what's funny is the Filofax pocket size, the A7 pocket size, fits in the rings of the Franklin Covey pocket size. Let me see if I can show you. The holes line up. So then the top 3 holes all line up, but then this middle hole on the A7 doesn't go anywhere. It just sits between rings, and then these 2 holes line up, and then there's nothing down here because this page is out and this page keeps going. So I did think it was kind of funny that this will fit in a Franklin Covey pocket size binder, even though it's so teeny tiny. So I can work with this size. This size isn't much smaller than personal size. Let's see here. I have a personal size planner here. So a personal size page is just a bit more wider into the rings and a bit more longer. So it's a bit smaller than personal size. It's a little bit more narrow and a bit more shorter. So you can see it is quite a bit more shorter. So it's a bit more narrow and a bit more shorter than your personal size. And then, of course, it's even more narrow if you compare it to the Franklin Covey personal size, which is a Franklin Covey compact, because Franklin Covey compact is personal size, but it's almost personal size wide. It's wider than your regular personal size. It's wider than Recollections personal size, but not as wide as official personal wide size. So a Franklin Covey compact binder would be like this. So if you put a Franklin Covey pocket size on top of that, you can see the pocket is shorter and much more narrow. Now, how does a pocket size compare to personal size? Well, let me just line this up with the personal. You can see also the Franklin Covey pocket size is shorter and more narrow still, but not as marked of a difference. And then, of course, if you want to compare the Franklin Covey pocket size to a Franklin Covey classic size, actually, let me grab the Anna, so we'll compare Anna to Anna. So here is a classic Anna versus the pocket Anna. So you can see that's a lot lighter and a lot smaller, but I feel like I still have room to write on my pages. So I am giving Franklin Covey pocket size a try for December while I decide if I want to stay in this size, or if I want to turn to classic size, or if I want to go back into personal size, or if I want to try A6 size, etc. Now the rings in the Franklin Covey pocket size are A6 rings, so they're interchangeable with other A6 rings, and A6 pages will fit in the rings. Now A6 pages are slightly shorter. I think it's by 1/8 of an inch shorter, so they're almost the exact same length as A6, but the pocket size, Franklin Covey pocket size, is more narrow than the A6 size. Alright, so it's really awesome. Now the pocket size Anna, I of course got it with a discount and rewards money, or whatever they call it, that I had. It's a good deal. This is a genuine leather, lightly structured, so it is trainable and bendy, and it smells amazing. So if you want to know more about what I think of the Anna, I did multiple videos on the classic size Anna, and I'm loving the pocket size Anna just as much. Now the pocket size Anna came with like 0.875 rings, so not even an inch, almost an inch. So what I did was, when I got the pocket size Anna, I also got this, and this is a Franklin Covey pocket size vinyl binder with the starter set in it. So if you're considering pocket size but you're not sure, this little thing is pretty nice, actually. I'm really impressed with it. And it comes with 1-inch rings. This is their Space Maker binder. So you can get their Space Maker binder for, I don't know, approximately $10 more if you go for the vinyl binder starter set. Then you get the Space Maker pocket size binder, but you get it with 2 whole months of undated day on 2 pages to try out, a whole year of undated calendars, month on 2 pages, a whole starter set with dividers and various different information pages, phone and address pages, a whole bunch of stuff, plastics, insertables. You get everything in here. So if you're familiar with Franklin Covey, then you know most, not all, but most of their binders, you can change out the rings. You just need to use hex. You know, it's a hex screw. Okay, so an Allen wrench changes them out. So I took the 1-inch rings out of this, and I put it into my Anna. So this came with 0.875, but in my experience, it takes a full 1-inch ring perfectly, fabulously. At least it's working for my use. You can see I have no overhang. Everything is still in there. I'm personally not having any problem with the pen and the tabs, but some people might, even with the 0.875. If so, just get in the habit of pulling your pen loop outward as you close your binder and close it up, or just hook your pen on the outside of the pen loop, because the pocket size of Franklin Covey is a narrow footprint, and that's one of the things I like. I prefer narrow footprints as opposed to the wide footprints. All right. So now let's get started with the tour. Now I have a lot of stuff in here that came from this starter set. So when I'm referring to the starter set, I'm referring to the pocket size vinyl Space Maker binder that comes with all the starter stuff inside. Alright, and then I also have some things in here from Dollar Tree. So I'll try to tell you where I got most of the things, but you know, I'm not very good at that. So the pocket size Anna, just like the classic size Anna, has a hidden zip in the back. And inside this zipper pocket, I just keep some change. So I need to grab some change. I just keep in the back pocket, and that's all I've got back there. So going inside this amazing beauty. When you first open it up, this is what it currently looks like. All right, so in here in the pockets, this is a clear ID window, and in there I have my washi card, and then hanging in there on top of that, I have a little mini calendar for all of 2021. So here's January 2021, and I got these from Dollar Tree. And then in my card slots, I have a couple of cards, and in this slot up here, I have Avery dots, Avery labels, and whole reinforcement stickers. And in this secretarial pocket, I have a bit of spending cash, and then right behind that, I have a few withdraw and deposit slips from my bank. And then behind that is this cute little black envelope where I can just keep receipts, or if I'm running to the dentist, maybe I stick the cash in there so that I can then pay the cash out at the dentist, etc. Just little doodads, receipts, little things I want to keep, I can keep in this little pocket I have back here. All right, now my first main welcome page says Christian Supplications on the top, and this is laminated. And so this is some scriptures that I like to meditate upon regularly. And by the way, Christian meditation is very different than what the world sees as meditation. Christian meditation is not emptying the mind. It is the opposite. It is filling the mind. But you're filling the mind with the right things, with the Word of God. And you're focusing and thinking deeply upon that. That is Christian meditation. So the scriptures I have on my Christian Supplications page is Mark 11:24, Philippians 4:4, Philippians 4:6 through 7, Romans 8:28, 1 John 3:22 through 23. Turning to the other side, I also have the commandments of the Christian. So that's 1, believe in the name of his Son Jesus Christ, or thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thine understanding. And 2, love one another, or thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And then I have Matthew 22:36 through 40. And then I have things pleasing before him, fruits of the Spirit, Galatians 5:22 through 25. So this is what the back part of my Christian Supplications page looks like. And then my next laminated page is my mission statement. And then that continues on to the other side as well. My mission statement. And the mission statement is really neat. I had recently just finished reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and now I'm in another book. I think it's called Time Management, and they're really kind of fun to read. But chapter 2 of The 7 Habits talks about doing a mission statement, and I thought that would be fun. Picking one up just off the top of my head wasn't really working for me, so I used Franklin Covey's Mission Statement Builder. And it's fabulous. So you don't even have to read the book. Just go to MSB, stands for Mission Statement Builder, .franklincovey.com, and then just follow their prompts. And then you answer the questions, and then at the end, boom, it puts together your mission statement for you. So then you can then copy and paste that into like Microsoft Word or whatever, edit it, fix it, punctuation, capitalization, tweak it however you want, and now you have your mission statement. So this is another thing to meditate upon at least a few times a week, if not every day. And again, Christian meditate upon, that means think deeply upon and ponder. It means to fill your mind, not empty it. All right, and then I have a little metallic Avery tab, top tab, sticking on the top of that. Because if I grab that and flip that, it would normally bring me to my grocery list. But right now it's bringing me to a little note page of just things. It was checklists of things to do in this planner to help set it up. And I have everything done on that list except for pictures. So we just recently did new family pictures and new couple pictures with my husband and I, so I still need to get those printed out and laminated. And then once I do that, then I will have a pictures page in this planner like I always do in my planners. So that's the last to do on this list for now. And then I have a little list at the bottom of some other things that I'll still need to do if I choose to stay in pocket. And that'll be make nice dividers, and then there's 2 different pages that I'll need to write or type out that I'm just kind of winging on it in here right now. And then I need to look at if I'm going to use the Franklin Covey Compass card system in the page finder or something else or nothing. And so yeah, those are things I will do if I decide to stay in pocket. I am trying it out, and so far I am really liking it. The only thing I'm not able to do in pocket that I've been able to do in personal and compact and classic size is I can't keep my bills in here. I mean, even if I fold them in half, it just bulks it out too much. So I just write my bills in my budget section, which I do anyways, and then I just put them on my desk. No big deal. All right, so then after that, I come to my running grocery list. All right, so let me flip to a blank one so you can see the paper. And this is trimmed down magnetic list paper that I got from Dollar Tree. I just trimmed it a bit more narrow, trimmed it shorter, punched it, and it goes right in. So that's a whole bunch of filler paper for $1 from Dollar Tree. That's really cute. So I have several sheets of that in here. This is where I put down my grocery list. And my grocery list is just, I call it a running grocery list. As I'm running low or out of things throughout the week, I write them down here, and then I will compile them on a fresh sheet into a fresh grocery list when I'm preparing to get groceries. Usually I'll prepare the day before I plan to get groceries, and I will use that list. I will look at the menu plan I have for that week, and I'll look at my master grocery list, and then I will then compile a list in the order of the aisles at the grocery store in which I shop. So I just keep several sheets of currently need to get paper in this part. Now, after this, we come to my first main divider. I have 6 main dividers. That's not counting the divider tabs for all the months, of course. So I have 6 main dividers. And I didn't make dividers for this yet. I used some of the dividers that came in the starter set. And then I just relabeled them and stuck a few stickers on them. So the first divider is labeled Home. And that's because this is my homemaking section. So I go inside Home, and the first page in Home is my daily chores. And then after that, I have the children's cleaning chores. And then I have the children's table chores, and on this side is our paid chores tracker, where I track any chores that they earn money for. And then after that, I have my deep cleaning and organizations list. I call it my projects list. And I have a little flag sticking off of the top, because if I grab that flag and flip the page over, it brings me to my menu plan for the week. And this is actually only about a half week worth of menus here, because between Thanksgiving, leftovers, and then my husband's and I's 23rd wedding anniversary and eating out a few times and having leftovers, I didn't need to make a full week's menu list here. All right. And then after that, I have my master grocery list, and I just reference that when I make my grocery list each week. And here it goes on for a few more pages. And then after that, I have a few pages of breakfast ideas. And then I have a page of lunch ideas, and then I go into supper ideas, and supper ideas continues for a few more pages. And my breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas, I reference those to help me when I'm making my menu plan for the week. And not only do those list main dishes, but I also have listed a couple of suggested side dishes to go with each of those main dishes. Okay, so after that, I have my Thanksgiving and New Year's menu. And then after that, my recipes section. And then after my recipes section, I have a gold metallic Avery tab sticking up. This takes me to right past my recipes section, which brings me to my Franklin Covey foodie inserts. Now, if you're familiar with the foodie inserts and in Franklin Covey, you know that currently their foodie inserts only come in the classic size, half letter size. And I have them, and I loved them in my classic size Ava. When I got them, I immediately put them in. I got the foodie inserts for free because I had some rewards money left over, or whatever it is they call it, so I used that to get it. And I use all of the foodie inserts, their reference pages, except for the pages where it also comes with menu planning pages and grocery list pages. And there's just not enough room there unless I write really tiny, and there's not enough lines for my common grocery list. So those are kind of useless for my size of family. But I wanted it for their reference pages. So how did I get half letter size foodie inserts to fit into a pocket size Franklin Covey? Well, I just played around with my multi-function printer unit with the copy machine portion, and so I copied the classic size pages, but I reduced them, and the number that seemed to work good on my machine was to reduce the half letter size pages, to reduce them to 62%. So I told my copier to reduce them 62% and then print, and then I copied them out double-sided. So here is a glossary for a bunch of, food and baking terms. And then the glossary continues over here, and then this page is a measurements page, and that is fabulous when I need to look up measurement conversions. And then we have baking pan conversions over here, that's handy. And then ingredient substitutions, that's one of my favorite parts. These are things that I regularly have to ask Alexa or Google Girl or look up online. So I'm glad to finally have this all here in my planner. All right, so this continues ingredient substitutions, and this is a guide to fresh herbs and which fresh herbs go good with what types of food. And then that continues on flavoring with spices, and then how to stock your refrigerator and how long certain things last. And then organize your pantry and how long certain things last. And then how to use a chef's knife. I was happy to see how to do it correctly already. And then we have different types of knife cuts, and then we have meat cuts, so that's handy. And then we have marinating times, and then we have altitude charts and canning information. And then the last page is water bath versus pressure canning. So I am just so happy that I have these in my pocket size, and then I have the original ones that I photocopied in my classic size should I want to go back. And that's all that is in my homemaking section. So my next section is my homeschool section, so I labeled this tab school. So I am a homeschooling mother to 4. So 2 of my children are grown, and I am the proud grandmother of 1 grandchild so far. And 2 of my children are still at home and are currently doing homeschool high school. So this is my homeschool section. Now all 4 of my children have always been homeschooled. My 2 adults were homeschooled all the way through to graduation, and that's what we're doing with my 2 that are finishing up going through high school. They've always been homeschooled, and they're going all the way through just like their 2 grown siblings did. And I homeschool my children via the Trivium method, if that's something you would like to research or look up. All right, so inside my homeschool section, the first page is our homeschool schedule for the school year. And that continues on for a few pages. And after that is our homeschool course of study. It's basically a curriculum chart for, we have a column of the subjects that we're teaching for the year, when, like some are taught daily, some are taught every other day. And then I have like books and info column, what books, materials, or other information I need to know regarding that particular subject. So this is my course of study for the current school year, and that goes on for a few more pages. And then after that, I have their copy work assignments. And then that also goes on for another page. And then we have their current reading lists. And then after that, it's got some blank filler papers. It says blank Franklin Covey pocket-sized filler paper for when I need to write down the notes or projects. Now my next section, my next divider is labeled budget, and it is my budgeting section. So inside my budgeting section, the very first page is my budget guide, is what I call it, and it lists reoccurring expenses and which ones happen at which paycheck throughout the month. And that way I can keep track of those and know which bills we have to pay on which check according to when they are due. And I access this and reference the budget guide whenever I do the budget. So then after that, I'm just using more of that blank Franklin Covey pocket-sized filler paper, and at the top of the page I write down the date of that check. Then I look at my budget guide to see which reoccurring expenses are going to have to be taken out of that check. Then I turn to my monthly calendar in here, and I look at what's happening during that week. Is there an eye appointment or something, whatever, a birthday, and then I will then add that. And then that way I keep my running total of what we have in the bank in this budgeting section, and it's more up to date than even the online banking statement, because sometimes some things take a few days to come through, like PayPal charges, etc. All right, so I usually have it budgeted a few to several weeks ahead. I got this budgeted all the way through to the end of January 2021 here right now in the budgeting section. So my next section, I just have the tab labeled REF, and that's short for reference. In my reference section, all of the pages, except for the very first page, are numbered. The very first page is a table of contents. And so the numbered pages are for gift ideas, kids' grocery week checklist, stock list, perpetual calendar, codes and family information, directions, and contacts. And then I have this one little red flag sticking up at the top, and that just leads me directly to family information because that's the one that I access the most when I need to access stuff in my reference section. So my next divider says Assort on the tab, and this is my assorted section. I cannot show you. Okay, there we go. All right, and inside the assorted section, this is my scratch paper / brain dump / where I keep extra filler paper. So it says extra things, scratch paper, brain dump, temporary projects that I am working on that all just kind of hang out in here. And then I have a bunch of extra filler paper for when I need it anywhere else in my planner. So not only do I have the Franklin Covey blank filler paper, but I also have some pretty filler paper that I trimmed down from another magnetic list pad from Dollar Tree, which looks like this. Just thought that was really pretty and to add some variety to the filler paper. Okay, and then my last main divider is labeled Plans. And this leads more to the planning section of my planner. So the very first page in here is like the front intro page for Franklin Covey Original Pocket Size Undated. And this was what came in the starter set. So on the other side of that, it has You at a Glance for 2019 and 2020. And then I have all 12 months in here for a full year of 2 pages per month, and these are undated. So all the ones that I haven't used, I can still save them for the future or gift them to someone. So I flip to the December tab, and you can see the dividers. They're just lined dividers, no pictures. And here's what my month on 2 pages looks like. So if I was to flip to a blank month on 2 pages, looks like this. Okay, and then I have a page finder, and this is a Franklin Covey page finder that came with the starter set, and it's a compass page finder, so it has a little clear pocket on there where you can stick in notes or a compass page in there, and I don't have anything inside the page finder at this moment. But this brings me to my day on 2 pages. This is part of the 2 full months of undated day on 2 pages that came in the starter set. So here is page 1 of today. And then here's a page finder, and then here's my laminated master schedule, and I cut slits in the holes so it pops in and out of the rings just like the page finder does. And then here's page 2 of today. So let me flip a few over to kind of a blank day on 2 pages, and it looks like this. So I already have filled out the month and the year, and I circled the day of the week on all of them for the month of December, so I don't have to worry about that. And this section here, this is where you do your to-dos or your daily tasks, and then your ABC priority, and then your bullets or checking them off. Down here is for if you need to write a time schedule or specific appointments. And then over here is your notes page. We can put anything else. I usually put down our menu for the day, cleaning, kids' chores, and anything else I need to write down there. If I need to write down an address or a phone number or an email address or a note to myself, I love the note page. It's fabulous. I take notes on the note page. All right, and then I just have all of the month of December in here for a day on 2 pages. So if I flip past all of that, my very next page is another one of those blank Franklin Covey pocket-sized filler pages, and at the top I have written Future Planning 2021 Plus, and I do have some stuff written on that. And then we come to the back page lifter. Now, a back page lifter comes in the Anna, but it also came in the starter set. One thing that I'm noticing with the Franklin Covey pocket-sized page lifters is, in my opinion, they're oversized. They push on the pen loop, they stick up way above and way below the pages, and it just looks weird to me. So I just trimmed it a bit shorter on the top and the bottom and a bit narrow on the side, and I just did it with my paper cutter. It sliced right through it, no problem. So that's just preference. Also, though, the starter set comes with a front page lifter as well as a back one, and the front one is a plastic one and is small. It's actually more narrow than the pages, so that's an option too, is you could use the little small clear page lifter as your back page lifter. I don't, because I keep reoccurring labels on here as well as extra flags or tabs when I need them. And these reoccurring labels are just things that every once in a while come up that I stick onto the proper slot of time on my master schedule. All right, and then after that, see, I just have some extra flags here on the back as well. After that, we come to the back pockets. Now, the pocket size Anna only comes with one pen loop. The compact size and the classic size come with two. And in the pen loop, I have my favorite pen that I usually always go back to, and that's a Pilot Precise V5 Extra Fine in the color black. It's a ballpoint pen that writes, feels, and looks like felt tip. All right, and then there's one pocket down here at the bottom. So I have this little notepad sticking out of it. This is from Dollar Tree. And then behind it, inside the pocket there, I have some cash. This goes out to the kids every Saturday is their payday where they get paid for their paid chores. This is their paid chores money. And then behind that, I have this little plastic pocket that I keep in all my planners that has some extra cards that I like to carry around with me. It has some postage stamps, and it usually has a few checks in case I need to write a check somewhere. And that concludes a tour of my planner and what I am currently planning on finishing out 2020 in, and who knows what I'm going to go into 2021 in. I don't even know yet. Have a blessed day.